If you feel responsible for everyone else's feelings, you were trained that way. You were not born that way. So, one of the biggest threats to my sobriety, my serenity, my self esteem, my well being, it was a conditioned response I had where I was over functioning, over giving, overextending my energy into other people's lives, problems, etc., and leaving myself exhausted and resentful. So, this is something I don't just see this in recovery rooms, I see this in a lot of places in our society. It seems to almost be epidemic. So where does this come from? Why do we do this? Why? Why do we do this? And more importantly, what do we do to turn this around? Yeah, there's a solution. We'll get to that. So what I learned about this is that I had unconsciously tied my self-worth to my usefulness. And so I had to stay really useful in other people's lives to remain worthy, right? So what that did was it kept me really busy in other people's lives. And I started feeling very resentful and didn't even know it because it was operating at a really unconscious level. So what did I do about it? How do you turn this one around? So what had to happen for me to stop giving my time and energy away and stop abandoning myself? First, I had to figure out what was mine and what was not mine. And then I had to claim internal authority. I had to claim internal authority over what I wanted, my priorities. I had to decide, I had to make a decision to claim my time, to claim my focus for myself and in my own life. I had to renegotiate a few relationships over this, and it worked out. You know, communication is powerful. This all kind of works together. So, but it happened naturally over time. It's totally doable. You just have to decide. You have to decide that you're important and you're tired of being exhausted. Once I really understood my priorities and had a really solid decision that I was going to prioritize myself, I was going to use the time I needed for myself, and I was going to take care of me first, first things first, right? Once I made that decision, then I had to condition it. I had to do it daily. I had to think about it. I had to redecide. I had to recommit to myself. I had to keep those appointments with myself. I had to start to build my self-worth in other ways while I was conditioning this new behavior. So you know what's harder than conditioning? Living with exhaustion and resentment. That's harder, a lot harder. Conditioning yourself to take care of yourself is way easier than living with exhaustion and resentment. So if you'd like to see if you are running this unconscious pattern, download the self-betrayal audit in the show notes. It's a tool, it's a clarity tool for people who are ready to reclaim their voice, their time, and their self-trust.